What's going on, YouTube? So, when you experience something in this life that can cause you pain, it can cause you anxiety, it can cause you to sit there and feel stressed, your body feels stressed, most likely you are focused on something that is out of your control. And let me explain to you before you go ahead and formulate your own thoughts. Listen to what I have to say and formulate your own opinion based off what I have to say. First, listen to it, take it in, and just think about it. So, for the most part, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, right, you are focusing on something that you can't control. And I'm going to show you how you can gain control of whatever it is you feel like you don't have control over and get rid of all that stress, get rid of all that anxiety, get rid of all that pain that you have inside. All right. So let's just say you've gone through a breakup recently. Maybe your wife left you. Maybe your girlfriend left you. Whatever it is, maybe you lost somebody in your life. Maybe you wrecked your car, right? Whatever the case may be, something that is causing you pain that you didn't directly have control over. I'm going to teach you how to get back into the flow state, right? And I'm going to give you a quick story really quick. So, today my car broke down, right? There's something wrong with it. And normally that would cause me stress. If I were to focus, if I weren't to check myself, I would get stressed. If I don't check myself immediately, as soon as it happens, I get in the moment because I'm someone who loves to be in control of things. If I'm not in control of my life, I feel anxious. I feel like I got to get some shit going. And real quick, that's something that could be a whole different video, but that's the cause for a lot of your depression. Depression is just a trigger to let you know that you have to get out of this situation, right? It's a sign. Come on, get up, wake up, get out of this situation. That's what it is. So for example, when my car broke down today, or whatever happened, and I'm someone who likes to be in control of my life, if I let my life go down the gutter and I don't have any control of my life, I'm gonna start, whoa, my bad. I'm gonna start to feel panicked. I'm gonna start to feel some type of feeling that's gonna cause me to get up and change my situation so that I no longer feel that pain. It's an emotion that you can use for motivation. A lot of people waste it. A lot of people just let it go down the drain and they say they're depressed. But in reality, you could use that as motivation. All right, so back to what I was saying. I'm sorry I got sidetracked. That's how my mind works. Let's get back to it. So basically, my car broke down, right? If I don't check myself, what happens? I start to get stressed. But you want to know how I got myself back into flow state? Basically, I focused on what I could control. And I thought about it today because everything that I've done in my life, any time where I've experienced massive amounts of pain, stress, whatever it may be, the only way I got myself out of that, got myself through it, and remained, I didn't break character. I didn't let it break me in any way. It's because I only focused on what I could control. If it's out of my control completely, it's not in my control, I can't worry about it. Because if I worry about it, I'm adding stress to my life that doesn't need to be there. Because the only things you should stress about is what you can control. See, if I was a fucking mechanic, then I get under the hood like I'm in fucking Need for Speed or Fast and Furious, whatever the fuck. I would get under there and control it, and the problem would be fixed today, right? But I'm not. So I have to figure something out with a mechanic or whatever the case may be, right? So since I don't have direct control over that, like I said, if I don't check myself, that is going to cause stress. However, here's the thing. I immediately went into something that I could control. As soon as it happened to me, right? I can't use my car for the time being. Immediately came into my apartment, cleaned everything up. Cleaned everything up. You want to know why? Because I can't control how my car gets fixed, right? Obviously, I can control who I call, but for the time being, I couldn't directly control it. So, in order for me to get back into the flow state, in order for me to get back into feeling a feeling of not being stressed or anything, right? I got back into my apartment, cleaned everything. Why? Because I can control that. And it made me think back onto all the times of my life where there has been something, an event that has caused pain, it has caused whatever you may be experiencing, the same feelings that you might be experiencing as a man. So for example, when I got out of a breakup, right, when I quit taking drugs and taking perks, what did I do? How did I get myself through those times? Simply by focusing on what I could control. If your woman leaves you today, if your girlfriend, your wife, anyone leaves you today, you can't control that. You don't have control over what someone else wants to do with their life. What can you control? You can control what you can do. So the person who's going to be stressed, who's going to be depressed, who's going to be anxious, and they're going to be feeling so much sadness and pain, and they sit there and they feel sorry for themselves because someone left them, and they just have never ending stress, never ending pain because they're not focused on what they can control. And then there's the other guy. This is the route I chose to take. This is what I did, is when something like that happened in my life, what do? I get up, I work out. I can control how many times I work out. I can control what I eat. I can control the knowledge that I seek. I can control the audiobooks that I listen to. I can control the books that I read. These things are under my control. So I will control the controllables. The uncontrollables are out of my control. So I can't do anything about them. So I won't even think about them. I won't stress about it. I won't think about it. It's out of my life. Okay, right? So if something happens in your life, the moment it exits your life, whether it's a car, whether you lose something, whether you lose a friend, a family member, a girlfriend, whatever it is, once it's out of your life, focus on what you can control, because you already have enough things in your life that can cause you stress as an adult, right? Because for the kids, if there's any kids watching or young teenagers, maybe you live with your parents, you don't have all the stresses most likely that you do as an adult. When you grow up, you have more stresses. So the only things that you should focus on is what you can directly control. Let me list it off. You can control your hygiene. You can control how you smell. You can control how you look, how you present yourself, how you speak, how you shake someone's hand, how you introduce yourself, how you go out there and you take risks. You can control these things. So that's the only thing that should cause you a bit of stress, right? For example, let's say you want to become a better speaker. You can control that. And if you feel a little bit stressed because you want to improve, that's good. That is a notification from your brain to your body to say, let's get moving. Let's get moving. Come on. We got to practice more. We got to put in more work. We got to put in more time to master this skill. That's your brain telling you that. It's a notification to improve. So there's nothing wrong with that type of stress, because that stress, it brings you power. See, you have the power to do whatever you want to do with your life, and you decide where you channel that power into. And when you channel the power into things that you can't control, you're wasting your power, because your power in a day, it's limited, right? You have your power, you give it towards something that you can't control. At the end of the day, you feel powerless. Why? Because you didn't empower yourself. You channeled it into something that was just taking. But when you channel it into yourself, into something productive, it gives. Once you channel it into there, it gives it back. But when you put it into something like your girlfriend leaves you and you stress about that, you feel powerless. Why? Because you gave all that power away. And at the end of the day, that's not coming back to you. Or you lost your car. You give all your power into the stress, and it doesn't come back to you, right? It's just taken from you. So if you do this repeatedly over a long period of time, of course you're going to be feeling like shit. Of course you're going to be feeling like you're in a rut, because you're not focused on the controllables. The controllables is the only thing that's going to get you out of that poor, low headspace, low frequency headspace. The only thing that's going to get you back up there is focusing on what you can control. All right, guys, let's not make excuses. Let's make it happen. It's 2024, baby. Let's fucking win. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.